Welcome to the Babe You've Got This podcast. My name is Kim Kent. I'm so excited for you to be listening in today. I am a sales-based business coach. I specialize in mindset, and I'm also an online business professional and network marketing professional. I love to help ambitious women who feel stuck, unclear, and tired of not getting results to achieve the skills to build a 6+ figure business and overcome all the BS that is holding them back from genuinely achieving the goals that they desire. I do this via my transformational and unique coaching experiences, plus you get all the free goodness from tuning into my podcast. I'm all about empowering and inspiring women, so I really hope that this episode today gives you so much value, so much inspiration, and gets you to think greater. If you'd love to learn more about me and check out my offerings, you can visit my website, www.kimkent.com.au. Otherwise, sit back, relax, tune in, and I really, really hope you enjoy this episode today. Hey babes, welcome to this week's episode. I am interviewing one of my gorgeous friends, Sonja Pototzki-Raymond. She is a CEO, Google search expert, keynote speaker, and business coach. You may know her as Sonja the Search Queen, and she's helping her community outrank their competitors online. How fucking cool is that? She's a force to be reckoned with. In 2018, Sonja founded the Search Republic, formerly known as the Marketing Republic, and within 3 years has generated over $250 million in sales for her clients. With a global footprint and a long client waitlist, the Search Republic is now one of Australia's most in-demand Google-accredited digital agencies. Educated with an honours degree and master's in marketing, Sonja combines her Google search smarts with her big heart, passionate about making a difference to her clients' bottom line, the environment, and the business community. With 17 years of global marketing and advertising experience, including working for many high-profile international brands like Guinness, Jameson, Nestle, L'Oreal, Special K, and Benefit Cosmetics, to name a few, Sonja is renowned for accelerating growth and transforming businesses using ethical, effective, and sustainable Google search strategies. Whew! Isn't that freaking amazing? Yes, I did have to read that because I didn't want to get that tongue twister too twisted up. But Sonja is amazing, and we're going to have some really cool chats about her recent Babe You've Got This moment, and then, you know, her and I are both personal development junkies anyway, so the chat went where the chat went, and it's full of value. And especially if you are pregnant right now, or a new mama, or about to become a new mama, or you're planning to have a baby, and yeah, you're going to love this information. I think it's amazing. So sit tight, tune in, and enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm with one of my gorgeous girlfriends, Sonja. She is the most amazing Irish person I've ever met. Irish person, Irish lady. You seriously are. I freaking love you. Are you going to hear her accent? And I just love it. We met, when did we meet? Like 2 years ago? 2-3 years ago.
No, we've actually met probably about 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
And then, yeah, we kind of crossed paths, but we really kind of met each other probably 2.5 years ago.
We properly connected. We properly formed a relationship.
We formed a soul sister relationship.
Yes, we did. And we're going to chat today. Sonja is heavily pregnant, which I can totally relate to because I was only there a few months ago. And what I love about this is when we get into it, we're going to talk about her Babe You've Got This moment, where most of the time when I do these interviews, it's when I interview someone, it's like one of their first ever moments. But Sonja's like, I just had one of these last week and it was huge. I'm like, perfectly timed. So we're going to chat about that. But Sonja, we've already had your introduction anyway, but welcome. And I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about yourself and where you're at.
I can. Well, as you know, as you just said, I'm pregnant. So I am Irish and I moved to Australia nearly 9 years ago. So I moved here purely to progress with my career. and also to join my sister over here just before my niece was born. And I arrived 2 weeks before my niece was born, and I met my husband 2 weeks later, and Perth's been home ever since. I knew coming to Australia though I wasn't going home, so I knew I had to make a real go of it for myself here, because I didn't want to move back to Ireland, because to be honest, Ireland's just not a place where I feel is my country, or where I enjoy living. So yeah, I feel like I'm completely on purpose and I'm living the life of my wildest dreams. So I own my own digital marketing agency, focus and specialize on Google. So I help businesses be found on Google for the problems that they solve. And my nickname or personal brand, if you like, is called Sonja the Search Queen. And yeah, I've been in the industry for over 17 years. And my sole purpose in life is to help businesses grow. But also I think it's like I've been on which we'll probably get into as well, Kim. I've been on a 3-year fertility journey. And I also feel like my other part of why I'm here is to actually shed light into sensitive topics around fertility and help women through struggles when they're dealing with fertility. And yeah, I'm just really trying to be the light despite the chaos around that really tough subject. But yeah, I'm currently writing a book around my fertility journey. My business has grown strength to strength. I'm about to step away from my business for like 6 weeks and it's terrifying me. So yeah, so I'm doing so that I think that covers it.
Oh, I love it. I feel like we can talk all day. We actually can talk all day, but we'll keep it short and sweet. But guys, if you check the show notes, there's all of Sonja's links there, so you can go follow her on social media and check out her website and all of the cool jazz. All the links are there. Well, look, I think you've had many babe, you've got these moments, especially with the fertility journey, which I think actually could be another podcast episode. Yes, when the time is right.
We'll share.
But let's talk about recent. Like, it's all about recent. What's been going on? Like, what's been happening to have your baby? You've got this moment, and then just take us through it, and then how you pulled yourself out of it, pulled yourself into it.
I've got this moment happens on a fucking weekly basis, Kim. Honestly, I'm like, life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. That's my motto in life. But like, I suppose recently I'm really struggling with letting go of control of my business. So for the last 3 years been on a fertility journey, I've wholeheartedly thrown myself into my business, and it's been a massive distraction from what's been going on in my personal life. And 3.5 years, because the business is nearly 4. So since I've been pregnant, I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant now. I'm kind of trying to find my groove between owning a business and becoming a mom, and trying to find the balance there, because like my identity and what I'm here to do has been solely heavily focused on the business, and I've been pushing myself to achieve some incredible goals, which I have. And the business is a Google partnered agency and hitting 7 figures this year. So it's
that's amazing.
Good achievement. And yeah, we've moved office twice, and the business is thriving. The business can run without me. And yeah, everything that I set out to achieve before I had kids, I have achieved it. But at the same time, when you build up such momentum, it's very hard to get off that merry-go-round. It's very hard to just stop and slow down and be like, okay, you've done the work. My biggest why in my life was to actually create a business around my kids, so I could give them the life that I didn't have, because my mom and dad weren't actually always present while I was growing up. So I really want to be present with my kids. And now I'm in this moment of like, I'm so addicted to the success of my business, but at the same time, I so desperately, more than anything in this world, want to be a mom. And I have obviously been on quite the journey. So yeah, I'm really struggling with trying to find the balance between being the mom of my business as well as being a mom to a bubba. And I know that these next few weeks are really important. We've just actually had that conversation. We actually put up a post on my Facebook last week about I've been pushing to achieve all these goals, but at the same breath, I've been actually completely overexhausted myself and overwhelmed myself. And, I'm that kind of person. I love catching up with people. I love, doing the things that light me up. I love being around people, but at the same time, my energy does get drained. And usually when my energy gets drained, I'm like, okay, I'll just cancel plans. Whereas because there's a baby coming, I'm trying to see everyone beforehand, but I
Yeah.
have a baby shower this weekend, so I'm just like stopped and
Yes, the baby rave. We have a baby rave.
the baby disco.
Cannot wait. But you're an introvert like me, where we need our own time to energize.
I'm a bit of both though, Kim. I think like I'm an extrovert, but I'm also like I need time away from people so I have more energy to give when I'm around people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you need that alone time to recharge, reset the battery.
Yeah. But I'm also like, when I'm around people, I'm also like the loudest
person. Well, Daniel says that to me. He's like, no, Kim, you're an extrovert. You are so social. I'm like, yeah, I love being around people, but then I need my alone time.
Yeah.
It's so special. Otherwise, you don't feel grounded, I feel anyway.
100%. That's exactly how I feel. But yeah, at the moment, I'm just definitely feeling all the feels and hormones and crying every few days and meltdowns and how will I do this? And then I'm like listening to hypnobirthing saying, baby, you've got this.
Yeah.
Well, baby, you can birth this baby. So yeah, it's just all trying to just really, I think, lean more into my femininity at the moment.
Yeah, and trusting. Oh yeah, so more background on us. Sonja and I feel like we're so similar because we're both very masculine energy driven, because we're with our ambition and being business owners. So we've found it challenging to step into the feminine, and pregnancy for both of us has forced us into that. So I think a really powerful lesson in what you're sharing with how did you overcome you're having all these you've got these moments transitioning from ambitious businesswoman to full feminine mum about to birth her child. Like I had this too, and mums can relate, or people who have been pregnant in this point, you're in your last trimester. I know you can all relate. And I definitely feel like it's us where we've done the mindset work, where we know better, which I feel like makes it harder, because now we're going through this shit. We're like, can I do this? I'm so overwhelmed. I want to get everything done. But at the same time, your body's like forcing you to pull back. Like you're literally.
My head wants to go, but my body won't catch up. Like my body says no more. Like I'm walking the house between 1 and 5 a.m. every morning, like wondering how I'm going to make it all work. And, so yeah, the struggle's real.
Yeah, it is. Well, what are you, I know you kind of touched on a bit. So what are you doing to help yourself through this mental chaos, through this transitional period of your life?
Honestly.
Or what's helping?
I've just actually had to have words with myself and say, like, at the same time, the baby could come quicker, and I'm not really ready for her because I haven't actually given myself that space to just be like, okay, the business is taken care of. Now it's me time for a week or two, before she rocks up. So like realistically speaking, if I don't slow down, I'm not going to get the result that I want, because stress when you're pregnant is not good for the baby, so it's kind of like, okay, everything I've worked so hard for in my life has been the business, but secondly, to be a mom, and now I'm at this stage where I'm in the midst of a huge transition, and I don't want to resent the business and I don't want to resent motherhood, so I have to find the balance somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I've just let go, and I've just like, my intuition keeps telling me, and I think the baby keeps telling me as well, like, trust the process.
She probably is.
Trust the process. We've got this.
Yeah.
Grant, you've got this, So it's kind of like, I just think it's a bit of an internal dialogue with everything that I know, and just kind of applying it, like the stuff that we should know better. What we've just said, it's kind of like how I'm treating is like, okay, you know what you need to do, and you need to trust the process. But what's happening is there's so much out of my control with the birth, and I have no idea what the way that's going to be. And I'm a visionary, so I like to be in control of everything and know what's happening when it's happening. Like I'm in project management, and deadlines is everything that we do. But I have no idea, and it's completely out of my control. But the one thing that fertility has taught me is surrender. And if that was my biggest lesson in fertility, well, I also need to take it into me about to birth, because if I don't surrender now, I'm going to get the biggest slap in the face if I don't, because I will probably find birth hard. So
speaking from someone, I'm 3 months ahead in this journey, because Isla's now literally 3 months old, and my word was surrender too. It's funny. I think all of us ambitious women, when it's time to give birth, when we step into motherhood, it is surrender. And I remember giving birth in the final stages in the active labor, and I literally had to tell myself over and over and again, like, surrender to it, because I wanted to control everything all the way till the very end. So look, I think surrendering is an ongoing lesson of life for people like me and you. I don't think we'll ever fully surrender, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I've had to learn it the hard way many times over, let me tell you.
Yeah. Actually, you brought up this topic. I want to talk about it, where you talk about, am I going to resent the business or resent the baby? I had this too. Really? I was so worried that I was going to resent my child because I'm so hungry to grow my business for what it can create for my child's life. And then I became a mum. Well, I shouldn't say that. I gave birth. I already was a mum. I gave birth, and then she was there, and I actually felt this overwhelming pull of, I'm actually not that motivated right now to do my business. So you might have that too, because it was the first 4 weeks. And then I started to get a bit like, okay, all I'm doing is parenting right now. And if I don't do something for myself, my brain is going to turn to mush. But I did have the resentment came. And I was actually talking to you. So Sonja and I have the same coach with one of our coaches that we work with. And he was saying how the more you try and resist the resentment, the more you'll attract it in. So I'm like, okay, every time I get resentment for either my business or my baby, I have to cut myself off in that thought process. That's as far as I've got on working on it, but you probably will have it, babe, because if I had it,
I think at the same time, I'm giving myself the first 40 days just to allow myself, my hormones to balance. But at the same time, when I say the first 40 days, for me, I'm still going to have to, in order for me to not be stressed, I feel like I'm just going to have to check in. Where's everything at? Any shit hitting the fan that I need to know about.
I think that too. It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. That's all I need. I don't need to be on the emails, and I don't need to be on Slack, and I don't need to be on Asana, and I don't need to be on HubSpot, and I don't need to be on all our different operating platforms. But at the same time, if I can just have a bird's eye view that everything's fine, the place isn't burned down, that's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the control freak in us. That's the visionary. I need to make sure. I still got to make sure I'm overseeing everything.
It's a real thing though. You work your ass off. I've worked my.
Well, this is your first baby.
First baby, yeah.
Sorry, no, your doggies. Did Coco and.
I had Coco before the business, yeah.
Okay, so first baby, then.
And this is the second baby, and then Milo's the third baby, and this is my fourth baby.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's more, well, actually, the business is this baby, yes, this is my fourth baby. But my point is that, when you wholeheartedly go into business, I've spoken to 2 people that recently set up businesses through the whole pandemic or whatnot and all the mandates and stuff like that. But my point is, they both have went back to work, and they're like, I'm so glad I did it. I actually thought it was going to be easy, and it's not. It's hard work because you're wearing many, many, many hats, and I'm hearing people, not that they're giving up, because it's not anything like that. That's just not in their destiny. But my point is that it's not easy. It's really not easy to run a business. And, when you run it for a long period of time, you get into this rhythm of knowing what to do, and you have to be in control, and you have to find coping mechanisms, and you have to learn new ways to deal with things when you reach different levels of business. So when you come from all of the high performance, activity back to just being a mom, I know that's not going to happen for I'll have it for 40 days. I'm okay, that's my expiry date now. Okay, great. I have to mix it up. I'll have to intertwine, not because, oh God, Sonja's so busy, I can't take maternity leave. I genuinely love what I do. So my point is that I had COVID back in April, and I was down for 3 days or something like that. And then on the 3rd day, I literally was I have to work because, and I realized in that moment, I was oh my God, I actually so enjoy what I do, that it wasn't that I had to, the business was running anyway, but I really wanted in that moment to just do it because I loved it, and that was a really reassuring thought before having a baby. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, well, I'm there. I'm like that too. Just before we got on recording this, I actually thought Isla would be here with me because she's going through a growth spurt. So she's wanting my boob to, she literally uses my nipple as a dummy right now, which it's intuitively what I want to do. And I have a breastfeeding pillow. So if you don't have one, get one.
I have everything.
And she was on my lap sitting here, and I can have my hands free because the breastfeeding pillow keeps her head at my nipple. And I kind of just lean over her, so boob in mouth, getting my stuff done, because I'm the same. I'm I need to do the work. If I don't work on my business, I feel like something's missing in my life. Like
it's your identity.
And I think it is it's getting more, how do I say it? It's getting more prominent in society with us women, because there's more women in business now. There's more women doing that, where we're breaking the whole identity of, oh, once you have a child, you're just a mum. Like you just have to mum. And I think we should definitely talk about it way more, and it becomes such a norm, because I know there's going to be people listening who, you know, still have the lineage mentality of, well, once you're a parent, you stop everything and you raise a child. That's your main job. Oh, you can't go back to work. You have to do the parenting. Do you know what I mean? Like that used to be the norm. I definitely feel like it's being broken now.
Yeah, I firmly believe though, happy mom, happy bub, you know, and like if you're, God, I couldn't think of anything. Like I'm bored on the weekends when I'm not working. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't work on the weekends because it's boundaries and it's family time and I do nice things for me. But like by the time Monday comes, I'm like raring to go. If I have only had 2-3 hours sleep, like with
recently,
I'm allergic, you know, to even having a conversation with anyone. So I'm the world's worst. But at the same time, if I'm good energy, like my energy's up, and like even last week, even though I said I'm like, I really need to slow down, like I had an amazing 4-night sleep the last few days. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm going to embrace now the next 2 weeks and I'm just going to give it all I got. And I've booked things in like business related.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not going to be forever, because I'm going with my energy and I'm no like, okay, you know, that's good. It's not forever. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not tired today, which is, you have me at my best self today.
Oh, trust me, once baby does come, it is day by day. It is day by day, and it's like, no, I'll be fine. I've got my rituals. No. Well, I just want to remember this conversation purely because you haven't had the baby yet. And I was very much so, I don't want maternity leave. Like, I don't want to lose my identity. And it's not that I took maternity leave. I had a break. But this is what I found really cool, and it'll be interesting if it happens for you too, where it was so much easier to say no to things. Like I actually realized how much I still was people pleasing to a degree in my business and my family and all around me, even though this is what like my biggest transformation is, stopping the people pleaser in me. And my boundaries just got so much stronger. Like having Bub, I'm like, I have enough energy to parent, I have this much energy to do business. I'm not going to try and do everything. So it'll be interesting to see,
darling,
how that happens for you.
I'm like that anyway. Like my boundaries are so strong anyway. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like I'm like that anyway. Even before I was pregnant, my energy's down. I just cancel plans with that. I don't feel I'm going to get more like, or I just feel like I'm going to come back drained, or because obviously when you're growing your business and stuff like that, a lot of people want to spend time with you, you know, when you're in the light, you know, people are attracted to the light, you know, and that's it's like that. What is it? Spiritual meaning of moths is like, you know, they're attracted to the light because of the light that you radiate. So when you're in that, you'll attract people that just want to be around you because they don't know what it is, but you make them feel good. But it's like, it's not that you make them feel good, it's the light that you're in. So it's kind of one of those things you have to, I'm always mindful of, like, okay,
good,
I can't do this today, like want to see this person but I can't, like it's not it's not in any way how do I explain it? It's not in a nasty way, it's just you can come away from conversations feeling very drained and you want to give, but when you don't have anything in your own time to give, well then that's where you starting feeling even more deflated in yourself. And when you need a certain amount of energy to run a business and a successful one, and you have to be on 24/7, like it's, you know, you have to redirect, you have to pull your energy from somewhere, you know.
Exactly.
So there you go. People pleaser, Kim. I never thought you were people pleaser, girl.
That's the thing. So I used to be massively. I hated when my friends would get angry at me or people didn't like me. So when I first got into the personal development world and started to work on my shit, it was the people pleasing. I started to be like, I don't give a fuck kind of thing. But I went very much the other way, where it was almost too one-sided, the other side. And I did start hurting people's feelings because I was too ego-y with the and then I started to find the love and the balance, the unconditional love. And so now people do think like, Kim, you do set strong boundaries. I'm like, maybe I did, but then becoming a parent and having a baby to look after and having limited energy and having even more ambition with what I'm creating with my business, I've realized how much I was still like, people want to catch up and it's like, well, yeah, of course, I've got a baby and you want to see it. And I love connection. I love friendship time. But then it's like, but fuck, like if I do that, that's my day, or that's my energy for the day. So yeah, I noticed how much I was having those people pleasing feelings come up. Because
Really?
I felt bad to say no. And I was like,
Really?
yeah.
That's something very, very interesting about you, because I just thought you'd be like, yeah, I couldn't care less. Bang, that's it.
It's true. No, I think I care on the inside. On the outside, I probably look like
You're like probably
a heartless, a soulless
marshmallow on the inside and tough exterior.
Yeah. But when I love you, but I'm loyal. So once you are like, if you are my friend, I'm loyal as fuck, and I am loving and accepting as fuck.
I know you are. I'm the same though, but at the same time, you can only stretch yourself so far as well.
Yeah.
No matter how many friends you have, like you have to just be mindful of where you spend your time, because you know you can have friends in your inner circle and your outer circle and your outer circle and your outer circle. Like I have friends in different levels of circles, and I know the ones I like spending time with that light me up. Those are the people I spend the most time with.
Yeah, you do.
Rather
I'm
than
the same. Yeah,
absolutely everybody and trying to serve everyone and trying to not serve, but like catch up with everyone. And you know, because when I'm with somebody, I'm like 100% want to know what's going on in their life. I don't want to just be like sit there for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I feel like it's who's going to add value. Like I have friendships because they add value to my life, and I feel that I'm add value to theirs. And
contributes, yeah.
The old me, like my old conditioning, is me saying that, oh, well, I only want to hang out with you if you add value. Like it's an equal energy exchange. That can sound, from me having my poverty mindset, it's like, oh, that's not fair. But now it's like, but like we that's make our own rules.
They're just not conscious of it.
Yeah. So I'm like, you're attracted to some people, and then there's other people you're like, oh, I love them, they mean well, but I just do not want to spend time with them. Like that is not serving me at all.
Though, as well, do you know, not everybody, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea all the time, and you can't be everybody's cup of tea all the time, you know. So I'm okay with that.
I love it. I love I love where this conversation is going. But well, I like to keep things short and sweet for an easy listen. Is there anything? I always like share your best piece of advice. When I say that, people like you and me probably have like a million pieces of best advice. Just to wrap it up with the whole babe, you've got this concept. What is something that you'd love to share, or when in doubt, what is your go-to?
My intuition.
Yeah.
Just trust your gut on everything. Like whether it be friendships, whether it be decisions, whether it be like anything in life, just come back and whatever your gut tells you, that's what you need to be doing. Do not ask people's opinion, what they think what they think you should do, because you'll end up with dogma, which is like resentment of other people's actions and opinions. Like you need to really be truly aligned with who you are, you know, and that for me is until I learned how to become my own best friend and listen to my intuition, life wasn't very easy. But the minute I did that, everything was just easy. So I listen to your intuition. Be your own best. Back yourself. Like there's nobody on this world like you. You're not meant to be like the crowd. So stand out and own your shit.
Oh, I love it. Isn't that funny? Everyone's chasing an easy life. So if you want an easy life, you got to do the hard thing of trusting yourself.
Back yourself.
I think that might be the title of our podcast.
Back yourself, girl.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and wisdom and your journey and giving us your time. Absolutely loved it.
No problem. I'm looking forward to seeing you Saturday on my baby shower.
I can't wait. And then look, the next time I have you on, we might even do it with baby in the room. We can bring your baby to work day.
Like a chorus of baby cries.
That's fine. Yep. Cool. All right, gorgeous.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. I'm so grateful that my voice landed in your ears, and hopefully you got epic value out of this. Now, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could share this, be a part of the bigger mission and the bigger vision of empowering more women just like you to receive this gold and create those changes in their life that you and I both know they need as well as us. And you can also leave me a review. That would be absolutely amazing. I would be over the moon. We can head on over and leave me a review. And you can also check out my offerings at www.kimkent.com.au, or make sure you're following me on social media. My handle is @KimKent and then 2 underscores. Can't wait to chat next time.